welcome to the first episode of my new YouTube series. Alright, we're gonna try that again. Hi! No. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Stitchfixer3, the place to be for fun and crafty vibes. My name is Siobhan, and today I guess for this first episode, I guess I don't know what I want to do. I didn't write a script, and I thought I had something to talk about, but all right, restart. So today we're going to talk about just what I've been up to. I guess instead of what I've been up to, how about we start with a getting to know me, because this is the first episode, why not? So I have been crafting for a long time, let's say about 21 years. I started trying to learn how to knit when I found out I was pregnant with my first daughter. And I don't know if it was the needles I was using, the yarn I was using, or the technique I was using, but I didn't like it. So I shifted to crochet, and it clicked. And so I've been crocheting for about 21 years, and I've been, but I did eventually go back to knitting. It was a few years later when I was pregnant with my second daughter, and I used circular needles, yarn that had more spring to it, and I had already mastered tensioning yarn with my left hand, so I became a picker, and so knitting clicked the second time, and so I've been knitting for about 16 years, and I dabble in a lot of other crafts. I like to consider myself multi-craftual. So we've got embroidery, cross stitch, sewing. I can hand spin. I haven't done it in a while, but I do have a spinning wheel. I learned first on drop spindle. I started learning how to needle felt, so lots of different things. I also like to read and write, and yeah, I think that's about the long and the short of it. In a couple days, today is February 11th, so in a few days it will be Valentine's Day, and I wanted to come on and show you what I was working on. So this is going to be my Valentine's Day outfit. I'm going out to dinner with my husband. So it is a granny square. I didn't bring it in here. One second. I'm using the granny square card deck to pick the squares that I'm using to make my my squares. So this stitch is called block stitch. It is, so card number 16, the block stitch. It is 5 rounds, and it alternates the double crochet cluster with a single crochet and chain space. It's a fun stitch. I enjoyed making it. So I have here dark pink, light pink, gray, and white, and I really like how the gray complements the overall pinkness of the sweater. It brings it all together nicely. And this is just a 4 granny square sweater with added hem and cuffs for the sleeves. I did end all of my rounds with the single crochet chain round. I thought it looked a little bit better than just the plain double crochet at the end. And then for my collar, I used half double crochet instead of double crochet. I've been kind of on a granny square sweater kick. A little while back, I made this sweater, which is just the standard cluster granny square, just 4 squares. All of this yarn is left over. from some yarn I had years and years ago. I've been working through my stash, okay, this video is going to be a little bit all over the place, but I promise there's some level of cohesiveness to it. So I never considered myself a blanket girly. I just didn't think I had the patience for it. However, I found the hack for me, and that is blankets in the round. So I have this 6-day star blanket, and I used the yarn that I had like lots of. This is yarn from expressionfiberarts.com. Shandy over there, she dyes wonderful skeins of yarn. This is the twisted tweed, and as you can see, it has lots of good color. So this is, I believe, it's partially a superwash wool and partially a non-superwash wool. I think it's like 40% superwash, 40% non-superwash, and then like 10% of the tweed flex. Because it's hard to see it on camera, but there is some, well, that doesn't belong there, some tweediness, as you like, if you can see, there's some flecks of tweed throughout. It's easier to see on the lighter colors, I think. But anyways, it's a pretty yarn. That's the back side of the blanket. But anyways, I made this blanket, and I had so much of that yarn that I had enough left over to do this whole sweater. Except not really, because this yellow yarn I did not have before I made the sweater. I actually needed the yellow yarn to finish this blanket because I did run out, and so I did need the gold to finish the last couple rounds of this blanket. But nonetheless, I did work up through basically all of this yarn. I had very little, if any, left after I finished the blanket. The blanket, I held the yarn double. So this is a sport weight yarn held double, so it works up to a heavy worsted weight. And then this is just the sport weight. And so it makes nice drapey sweater, and this makes it pretty dense. Well, not dense, that's not the right word. It's heavy though. It's a heavy blanket, so it feels really good to wear. And because it's wool, it keeps you very warm. And then I had some more of her yarn, and so the colors aren't quite as cohesive, but I wanted to use them up. And so this is, again, it's Expression Fiber Arts, and it is her Sincere Sock is this one. And so her colors are all limited edition, so I don't know if any of these colors are still available. Maybe this dark blue here and this purple are still on her site, because I just bought these two. I needed them to finish the blanket because I ran out, and I ran out here, and I only had this light blue and this white, and the striping didn't look right to go from a dark blue to a light, and then to go from a light to a light to a light. It just wasn't striping right. So I got this dark blue yarn, which it's got a dragon name. I can't remember the color names. I'll have to find the cards somewhere because I do save them. But yeah, this is my second star blanket. The first star blanket I think I did in 8 days, and this one I lost track of time because I had to wait for the yarn to arrive when I ran out of it. But it was somewhere in this 8 to 9 day range, because I make mine a little bit bigger than what the 6-day star blanket suggests. So the twisted tweed blanket I started in September, and the Sincere Sock blanket I started at the end of December, and then I did the first sweater in December as well. Wait, yeah, no, the sweater was in November. I don't know what I did in October, but and then I actually started working on another granny square sweater. This one's inside out because I have to weave in the ends, but this is just a solid granny square, so no clusters, just double crochets. And again, it's just the 4. I haven't done the hem or the cuffs or the neckline for this one yet. But I actually started this one before I started the Valentine's one, but I wanted this one done before Valentine's Day, so I set that one aside and I worked on this one. And then I've been working on them back and forth, because this one I was mostly working on at home because I had 4 balls of yarn and I didn't want to have those while I was out and about. But this one is Karen Cotton Cakes, and so it's a big skein, but it's just one that I could have with me at any given time to work on and keep in my bag while I was, you know, waiting at the doctor's office or in between shifts at work, or, you know, what have you. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's who I am. I don't really know how I'm wanting to structure these videos. I'm still kind of working it all out, but I do have some process videos. Like, I took videos of me making the first 6-day star blanket. I took some video of the second star blanket. I don't know if I took video of the first, or the granny cluster sweater, but I did take video of the Valentine's sweater. I also have some video of me making a blanket for my husband. So I haven't really decided if I want to do process videos or if I want to just do like catch-up videos or what. But yeah, so far, I mean, I have all of the footage. I just have to figure out how I want to organize it. I'm labeling this as the first video because it probably will be the first one that I put out. And the other ones, you know, will be kind of back in the time to the present of the sequence of events, as far as, you know, if I ever get around to posting them. But I figured I'd just come on here, introduce myself. If you know, are interested, join me for the ride. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to talk to you more in the future. Bye!